Hey guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Schematics talk show. This time I've got Cleve and BlindIRL with me, and we want to talk about the Jurassic World Evolution Announcement trailer from Gamescom. And first of all, hi guys.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
We will show you the trailer right now in case you haven't seen it yet. And after that, we will watch the trailer together in 0.5 speed and talk about it. See you after the trailer.
We're at the fence. Almost ready to re-engage power. Hey! Hey! Over here!
ACU building online. Rapid response unit deployed. Observe non-lethal protocols.
Roger, Control. Deploying non-lethal countermeasures. Control, we have eyes on the asset.
So, that's the trailer, guys.
We did it.
Yay! All right, let's talk about it now.
So, guys, what do you think in general?
I'm excited for the game. Can't wait to play.
I'm excited to see Frontier do something different. It's been a lot of Elite and a lot of sandbox theme parks for a long time, so I think it's going to be really interesting to see Frontier attempt a park builder, I guess, if you will, or some sort of management game, but with depth in a different form. I think that's going to be really interesting.
I'm keen to play a Jurassic Park game that doesn't suck for a change.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
Now, just do keep in mind that this entire trailer is pre-rendered footage, so it's a little hard to tell what here is going to be gameplay. But if we just pause here, right when the T-Rex is crashing into the fence, I think it's kind of interesting because the employees that you have here are sitting there and they're talking about essentially the power being down. So I look at that and I have to wonder if there's going to be some sort of power management mechanic, maybe even repairs where you have to make sure that all your power stays up. Like, what could cause the power to go down in a game like this? Would it be a natural disaster or just lack of repairs? Maybe you had to take out money.
You could have a mechanic like in Prison Architect where you just have so many watts required and you need to make enough generators to generate that amount of wattage. So if you could have brownouts if you don't meet your requirements, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could have weather storm could damage a fence or a power system, perhaps.
Mismanagement, so if you run out of money.
Sure. You could have a mechanic where your workers don't have enough skill to actually properly manage their facilities. So maybe it could be human error could cause power to go down if you don't have training high enough or something.
That'd be interesting. Maybe certain styles of facilities require different training. So maybe even multiple tech trees. That might be getting a little bit overblown here, but that would be interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
The thing that is really nice to me is it kind of all leads, I mean, it's pure speculation what we're doing here, but it kind of all leads into a more management-heavy side than Plant Gozer can offer.
I'm anticipating this being a tycoon-style game. Older gamers like us remember the fun tycoon games from the past. I can't wait to play another one.
Well, Cleve mentioned this off-stream, but I'm definitely in agreement with him that I hope that this turns out to be a resort builder.
Yeah, we were talking about like a resort tycoon / dinosaur management game built on top of that. I think that would be really fun.
Like, I'm thinking the tourism from Tropico with a little bit of Zoo Tycoon in there and dinosaurs with interesting management throughout.
So one thing I'm kind of assuming, we don't have to pause, is that this is going to play like an isometric game instead of the full 3D camera that we have.
Top down.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll have free camera, but
I would love to pause here.
Pausing?
When the guy was eaten. I mean, it's obviously that, or kind of obviously that this will be a feature.
People getting eaten?
Can we call it a feature?
a feature? Your dude's getting eaten. That's a feature. Okay. Well, I mean,
I would call that a feature. I would also call it an interesting, push forward from Planet Coaster 2 in terms of that game is very clearly just for kids, basically. Whereas you've got someone getting eaten in this game, it's a little bit more mature.
Nailed it, because I wasn't trying to eat to eat what to talk to talk about that the guy in general, but the ratings.
Yeah.
We could expect. I don't see an E rating for a game that.
No, I can't imagine.
maybe E10 plus. Comic Mischief, like these are dinosaurs, remember? Like, if I remember correctly, Jurassic World was a PG film, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
It was PG.
I'll look it up.
It was. Wait, was it PG-13? I'm not sure. Ratings these days are all out of whack.
We have so different ratings from you, so
I'll look it up. Go.
Movies that would have been rated R when I was like 10 years old are rated like G now. It's crazy. But one thing I can say is, even though it's a trailer, it's pre-rendered, there's no blood.
yeah.
Yes.
The guy gets eaten, there's no blood spray or anything like that, so he just disappears.
Which kind of makes me sad. On one hand,
A little bit, yeah.
You want the overblood mod.
the thing is, I was thinking about the rating a couple of days ago. Another way to get an lower rating, as soon as dinos break out or whatever, people just run away.
Yeah.
I don't see this being the kind of game that will have direct control. So I would expect it to... This is just my assumption from what I'm guessing here. I would expect it to be kind of Zoo Tycoon-y, so if something breaks out, everybody goes haywire. Everything goes haywire. And
Right.
Operation Genesis had a kind of... If you ever played Operation Genesis, I haven't actually, but I went back and I looked at a whole bunch of footage of it, which was, for those of you who don't know, Jurassic Park Builder from 2002 on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 2. It had a kind of funky, you're now in a helicopter with a sniper rifle mode to tranquilize your dino if they got out. I wouldn't want something like that. I'd like maybe a pause the game, queue up your special service hunter dudes to go out and knock out the dinosaur. I'd like something more along the lines of that versus yo, now you're a first-person shooter. I think RCT3 did that as well.
Yeah, I would love an in-game mechanic where it's just where you have rescue squads and you need to have deployment coverage for rescue helicopters to get people out and interesting stuff like that. I think that would be really cool.
Or maybe like defense towers, like a prison even.
Yeah,
where you just have giant watchtowers with dudes with tranquilizers.
I really hope that people will get eaten by dinosaurs. And not just run away.
This is the part that I think is exciting to everybody. That plopping of the building. That right there signifies... Yeah, we can pause. That right there states that this is going to be a very different type of game from Planet Coaster and Frontier's recent stuff. Just here's pre-made building, plop, and then the smoke comes out.
Well, you can see that there was terraforming there. I mean...
Well,
they cleared out a sandy area and then placed the building, so we're at least going to get some kind of terraforming. I don't know if it's going to be as in-depth as the terraforming in Planet Coaster, where you can make overhangs and caves and things like that, but we're at least going to be able to make clearings. And...
Yeah, well, this goes back to... by the way, I love the way this trailer looks. Like, for pre-rendered footage, stylistically, this is gorgeous. If the game looks anything like this, I'm going to be super happy. Yeah. But... that harkens back to a much older style of gameplay and a much simpler style of gameplay, oddly enough, which, if your construction mechanics are simpler or easier to wrap your hand around and there isn't as much insanity going on as, say, Planet Coaster, you have the freedom to create a lot of depth in your management, and that makes me excited. Also, there's a helicopter on that. You know how I was talking about like rescue squads? This is where we see that.
Yeah, what does ACU stand for?
ACU?
Animal Capture Unit, something like that.
That would make sense.
I don't know. I just guessed.
Animal Care Unit,
something like that. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Unit.
Oh,
Hang on.
gosh,
I don't think it
please
stands for
not.
that. All right, should we unpause?
Yeah, let's unpause because
Okay.
you can see what it does. I mean, you have the helicopter going in with soldiers or whatever it is with rifles, and you've got a jeep.
Yeah, the Jeep drives out on the road, the helicopter goes out.
Exactly.
Non-lethal countermeasures being deployed.
Okay, and they are both coming from the same building, so
Different responses, ground and
Right.
air,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah. So one thing, monorail. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can do shuttle mode monorails, unlike in Planet Coaster.
Another thing that there's another thing here that I'm seeing that I didn't notice initially. There's another helicopter pad out
There's
there.
a helipad right there in the middle, yeah.
By itself.
Mhm.
There's nothing else around that. It's just a helicopter
Are
pad.
you sure? Because I have noticed that helicopter pad, and to me, it's hard to tell because there are trees in a way, but it kind of looks like the same building.
It's possible. It's certainly possible.
Maybe.
One thing that would be interesting is if it was not the same building, if it was like some sort of like helicopter tours mechanic.
Ooh.
So you have like these little like spheres that you drive around in. Those were in Jurassic World movie. Then you have the monorail that you could drive around in, and then perhaps helicopter tours. There's a helicopter there landing, right? It's just above the helicopter pad. I just noticed that too. I thought it was trees actually.
It's
It
just
was
taking
just
off.
taking
Yeah,
off.
it's
Yeah, I
taking
thought it was a building behind there, but it's actually a helicopter. You see, we see a resort there. There's a swimming pool and people outside gathered around the swimming pool with like umbrellas and stuff over there. Lots of cool stuff here.
There's also like a kind of a big arena over there to the right.
Oh, yeah, it's like a theater.
Like almost like an amphitheater type thing.
Yeah, it's a theater. It's definitely a theater for like some sort of like dinosaur show.
Kind of looks to me like the water show you have in the beginning of the first Jurassic World movie.
Also, there's like a cruise ship and boats. So I think that would be people
Some
coming
kind
and
of
going.
arena. Yeah, for people arriving.
Yeah.
Maybe even like back to the power thing. What if your power goes down and you have to wait for a shipment of gasoline to turn on the generators?
Yeah, resource management would be really
Yeah.
cool. Gasoline would definitely be a resource. Food for your guests would be another resource. You're on an island,
And for your dinos.
and for your dinosaurs too. The carnivores do want to eat. We're gonna need a steady shipment of like sheeps and cows and all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff like that.
Or just grow more dinosaurs. But all I can say about this monorail is I really hope that we have freedom to build that. I hope that's not super predefined. Like I really hope that we're not plopping into a scenario or a campaign mission, for example, and just having a pre-built monorail would be kind of sad to me. So I really hope that we can build that ourselves. We did see a terraforming tool earlier in the trailer, but we didn't see anything where it created water, so I hope we can make water.
Yeah,
I
would be
wouldn't
nice.
be surprised if you can make ponds and level or flatten terrain, but not terraform whole islands and stuff.
I would hope that creating things like water would be tied into gameplay because I mean dinosaurs are going to need to drink, so you're going to need some kind of water, in their fields and stuff like that. Because right now, we had the T-Rex thing, it was in an enclosure, and now here we have these like herbivore dinosaurs that are just sort of like free roaming, almost able to walk even right up into the resort, kind of. So they're going to need to go drink water somewhere.
And then you're going to have your monorail going over into the more dangerous resort areas and then backing out.
By the way, what's really funny that I just noticed is that the dinosaurs are bigger than the monorail, so
Yep.
they can't pass unless they
duck underneath. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to function as a fence, or if the dinosaurs could potentially damage the monorail in some way.
Good
Or
point.
T-Rex probably could, because he was bashing through a
Yeah.
fence earlier.
Yeah.
Which could cause a monorail crash.
Interesting point.
Interesting. Yeah.
also over there's like a big archway thing over where the monorail kind of snakes towards it. I wonder if that's like an entrance.
Kind of looks like, yeah.
If that's like the start to your park, maybe.
It looks like that's the entranceway that's leading from like the marina, the area where the ships dock in and people come in.
Oh, maybe it's even like you have to build the resort part and the separate part with the attractions, because if I remember correctly, they stated in the press release that you are going to build attractions. I can't really imagine that you have the freedom of planned coaster while building attractions.
No, I think it's just gonna be plopping down buildings. Would be my guess. Pre-built buildings. Maybe customizing the building once it's been placed, you know, like prices and management stuff, but I don't see...
Sure. Perhaps even different tiers of building.
Yep.
Like you get a tier 1 building and then you upgrade
Yep.
it. It visually changes. This is just pre-rendered footage, but one thing I'm noticing is that it doesn't look like anything here was built on a grid. Everything looks like it's sort of just organically like rotated and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to make some organic layouts with a cool like pathing tool and stuff like that.
Please let the pathing tool be better than planned coaster.
I mean, if you go back to that scene where you plop in that building, or where the building gets plopped in, it kind of like hovers in and floats for a second. I would take that to mean that you could just kind of like, maybe I'm just going to use other controls from other games, but just press Z and just spin your mouse and rotate it to any angle.
Rotate around.
To whatever's optimal for the angle that you need.
I think it's like in Tropico where you have streets and then you can place a building and it sort of has like an entrance path to it that can sort of snap onto it. I think this works. It works in like Transport Tycoon too. Is that the game of Transport? Yeah, Transport Tycoon, where you're like.
Yeah, you need things at specific angles in that game.
Yeah, exactly. You have the road
City
and then
Skylines.
Yes, yeah, kind of like Skylines. Not really, actually. And Skylines things have to be like directly onto the road, whereas
Yeah, but it kind of snaps to the road.
Yeah, no, well, I'm talking about how like the building has like a little like road nubbin that comes out of it that can like sort of like gives you a little bit of leeway so you can push it back from the road, kind of. Yeah, because that's kind of how it looked, like where the dirt path sort of just like snapped into the main road there when it dropped the building.
Yeah, no, I almost wonder if roads are relevant for certain types of units. So things like that safety Jeep thing that came out of that building.
The off-road Jeeping? Yeah.
I genuinely wonder if it could just like crash through the bush.
I hope so. I mean, that'd be cool.
You know that when the T-Rex gets out, you want to see your little military dudes, like 3 little Jeeps come out of there just like rampaging through the bush, like just Backstreet style, just crashing through everything, and then just like hopping out with little guns and taking these guys out. I think
one thing we can see here are the little spheres, which are like the little tour vehicles for people, that we saw in the first Jurassic World movie.
Oh wow, I did not even see that. Wow. Okay, yeah,
that's for like people to get up real close on the quote unquote safe dinosaur. Yeah, the hamster balls.
The hamster ball.
So like, I would imagine that's some sort of attraction where they can just free roam in there, which kind of reminds me of like, to compare it to Roller Coaster Tycoon, like the boats that just float out onto the water. Yeah, hopefully you just give them a pen and they just go wherever they want, and you know, they look like they're interacting with the dinosaurs. Yeah, it's
depending on the different dinosaurs, it could affect their mood, fear, excitement type things.
Yeah,
maybe
some dinosaurs could get startled or
need to piss their pants.
One thing I'm noticing, this is just pre-rendered stuff, but like that the hamster ball right in the middle, you could see like you could see the trail where it like kind of flattened the grass out from it. I think that looks pretty cool.
This is pre-rendered footage, but there is a lot going on
definitely
here.
I mean, it's typical for Frontier. It's so much attention to detail, even in this small trailer.
Yeah.
Are we should we unpause?
Yeah. I think because there isn't really much besides this one screenshot, I think we can kind of just do our closing thoughts. For me personally, I'm really excited. I know that already. I've heard more public press about this game because I'm a maniac and I read like half a dozen websites as well as listening to dozens of podcasts. I've already heard more people say, "Oh yeah, that Jurassic World game." I've already heard more people talking about this than like Planet Coaster ever. So I'm very curious to see what public attention is going to be like. I'm very curious to see what public excitement is going to be like. Also, I just really want to play a video game with the Jurassic World theme. I mean, Jurassic Park theme, but come on.
Yeah.
Like playing in the background. That is That is music, man. That's like playing a game with Star Wars music in the background, whether or not you like Star Wars. Like that, man.
We can kind of infer that the controls will be much simpler than their other.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's on PlayStation
It's coming to console,
4.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
you can do like Avon Colony, which came out recently, is on console. City Skylines is on
is it?
console now. Yeah, so you can kind of do slightly different control schemes for console very easily. You know, I'm trying to think of other games. Dawn of War 3 was on console. Granted, that game wasn't that well received, but I'm trying to think of other games.
Okay, if I'm being honest, as soon as I see a game with potential, a lot of depth in management, and I'm seeing console release, I'm
You get worried, yeah.
yeah, I'm about how deep the management will go. But hey, I'm open for it. Surprise me, Frontier.
My concern isn't really how deep the management will go. My concern is because, you know, Prison Architect has a console version. My concern is UI. If they design the entire UI around a console and don't do a very good job of porting it to PC, or if they build console, are they building console first or PC first? Which one are they building?
That's a good question. I would assume PC first, because basically everything they made so far is PC and got ported, like
Elite got ported.
Dangerous.
I would definitely assume it's the other way around. They're going to have to build it to work on console and then make it work on PC later. My guess for that is because console is just a little bit harder to make it work right. And then the other assumption there is they're probably going to be able to sell more units on consoles simply because it's Jurassic World IP versus on PC.
I think this game's going to sell very well overall. Just kind of
I'm
in
not.
general.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that at all. But I'm thinking that the consoles are going to push this game a little bit further. They probably
let's be honest. The announcement trailer was released during the Xbox One press conference at Gamescom. So
the IP on a console is going to be huge, and so that leads me to believe that they're going to basically try to make the console versions as perfect as possible, and then we're going to get a PC version of the console game. Essentially, that's my guess. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they do. I assume they're going to do a really good job. They always have, but that's my guess in terms of their priorities and how they're going to do the development.
Yeah, I'm not super concerned about the.
No, I just want to play a fun Jurassic Park game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to play a fun Jurassic Park game, and I want deeper management than Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I will be bored so quick.
I want different management.
Yeah.
Not necessarily deeper.
Maybe that's better. Yeah.
I'd also like to see a campaign story mode.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even if it's like Tropico style, where it's just like, here the scenario, El Presidente, go do this thing, kind of thing. You know.
I would be fine with that.
Me too.
That's all it really needs. Just like a selection of scenarios, maybe with light story threads.
Yeah, how about scenarios with failure mechanics to where they're actually timed and you can fail?
Yes, I would definitely want that.
How about timing linked to like a dinosaur eats all your people, so that when you fail like that.
The giant dinosaur comes out of the moon and eats the earth. That kind of thing.
No, just like the if you fail the mission, then the dinosaur like evolves to the point where it just like you can't contain it anymore, and it just destroys your entire resort, something like that. Because it is Jurassic World Evolution. One thing we actually didn't even talk about was something from the press release where you can actually mate the DNA of your own dinosaurs and make your own species and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We breeding dinos now.
That's gonna be cool. I imagine you're gonna need scientists and scientist training and all sorts of laboratory buildings and
I don't even
that.
want to speculate about that, like, even though it was mentioned. And the reason I say that is because that could be as in depth as something along the lines of Spore, but it's probably about as simple as a tech tree. So
yeah.
like I
my
don't
guess
know.
would land somewhere in the middle between those two. Like
I agree,
but yeah.
Cleve.
Yeah. It's not going to be Spore, but I don't think it's going to just be as simple as like 8 hours to research a T-Rex. Like, I don't think it's going to be that easy either. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle.
Well, I think the press release stated create your own,
like your own species. Yeah, it was.
Exactly. So I'm really hoping for more than a tech tree, but yes, I could totally see that. So I really don't want to speculate too much about that topic.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll wait until we see more.
I'd love to see gameplay at Frontier Expo for this game. I really hope they show us something at Frontier Expo.
Yeah,
which is coming up when? Very soon? A couple weeks?
Frontier Expo is in one month, 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's after PAX.
Cool.
So very soon.
Yeah.
But definitely we will know more about the game in summer 18 because it's released in summer 18.
Yeah, they've got a hard and fast release date tied in with the movie release. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They've probably been working on this for a while.
Yeah, they definitely do. Anyway, guys, I think we're done.
Yeah, we're at 30 minutes.
Yeah. Didn't we say it?
We're like 10 minutes. 10? Let's do this.
10 minutes, 15 maximum.
Well.
GG, guys. GG.
Adfo will edit it down. It's fine. This is going to be a 4-minute video on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cut out all of the unimportant bits. Yada, yada, yada.
Basically, it's just me talking. Like always, guys.
So I'm just gonna do this thing real quick. Thank you very much for watching this. This is different for us. This is
appreciate it. Yeah,
it is
expanding. We're still talking about the same company's game, okay? We're not we're not going too far out of bounds.
Good point. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave us in the comments what you think about the game. Really, I mean, are you hyped? Are you not?
What do you want to see? Do you just want like a soundtrack jukebox where you can play the soundtracks from every single one of the Jurassic Park films and just like edit which soundtrack you have? Because I want that. I don't want the overly dramatic world soundtrack, which means I'm probably just going to play this game and open up the Jurassic Park soundtrack from Jurassic Park 1 and play that in the background. But, you know, the power.
You know, everyone's going to do that, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Anyways.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
for watching.
And see you next time. Bye.